Very well. So before addressing some major issues that I've already mentioned there, write down the two players, Max Aarons and Manu Locatelli. Before talking about them, of course, let me just talk to you about Ben White as well. So, of course, there's this Instagram account AFC stuff. So he was tagged, and Ben White watched it. Yeah, he's already a player, man. It's not something like we should not be excited about. I mean, not half the fan base. I won't really. I don't have any proper statistics to say that, but I won't say half the fan base, but some really important fan base really don't believe that Arsenal have paid really too much for him, or Arsenal are paying too much for him. See, as long as Arsenal get their targets, I don't care how much they pay for him, because only the future will decide whether the price tag was a big burden. Because as of now, I think he's a decent guy. 50 is too much, but only over the course of, like, I'm hearing that he's actually been offered a 4-year deal. So if that's the case, then I'm pretty much sure that, in 4 years, if he actually improves the defense in a considerable way, only then we can say that 50 million is a bargain, or we've really paid too much, or was it a failure, or the player will decide once he comes to Arsenal, man. So I don't have much to say about it. Moving on, so talking about more stuff, apart from doing this, Benjamin White is expected, according to Duncan Castles from Times, he says that Ben White is expected to undergo his Arsenal medical after returning from a short holiday in Greece next week. Duh, we know that. White has been offered a 4-year contract, which will see his weekly wage more than double to around 120k a week. 120k a week. 4 years, I think by the end of his contract he'll be what, 27? 27, 28. It's a good. I think the contract offer is a really good one. So cool. It sounds good for some weird reason. Yes, that is that, and not only that that I have about Ben White. Yeah, whatever. So Luke Ayling has something to say about Ben White. So Luke Ayling believes that the sky is limit for Ben White. Now the Gunners have reached an agreement with Brighton over the 50 million signing of Ben White, but there is a huge thing that one can expect. I'm sorry to say that in a different weird way, but yes, very different things to expect, because Luke Ayling believes that he actually made a mockery of centre forwards when he actually plays as a centre back because of what he does. Yeah. So promising, yes, but I've really got since the whole Ben White situation was announced, I think I've literally had 4 or 5 people telling me via Instagram that you're paying too much for Ben White. Okay. Funny story, none of them are Arsenal fans. Okay. So the England defender has already agreed personal terms. We all know that. So he says that he's top quality. His mental strength to come in here as a lad who nobody knew about. If you ask the lads, I don't think anyone really knew who Ben White was. To come in here and step into Pontus's shoes, they were quite big shoes. He was brilliant for us. For him to come in and step into those shoes and hit the ground running. I was injured for the first game against Bristol City, so I was watching it on TV and he was just criving centre forwards. He was so relaxed, a real quality player with a strong mentality. The sky is the limit for him. Now actually White is expected to join them, I think 26th or 27th. So probably, I think, to the USA tour, of course, is not available. But here's the reality. At his time at Leeds United, I really did not follow him much, because the hype over Leeds was not that much. The hype that they received when they actually joined the Premier League last season, the hype was too much. Before that in the Championship, no, the hype was not too much because of Marcelo Bielsa joining them. But I would still say I could not check Ben White then. But I really watched the clips of him being, I just can't decide that from the clips, but Brighton wise, he's really good. The fact that Brighton did not want to let him go back to Leeds United, even on a loan deal or whatever it is, or a permanent transfer, they were not expecting less amount of money. You could say that is English tax. You could say that they were really seeking a lot of money for that. Whatever may be the case, I think for now, I think Ben White is someone who's regarded in some, in a better way, like. Yeah, he's regarded into something. So let's talk about different stuffs. Let's talk about. We all know Juventus are still leading the race for Manu Locatelli. We already know about it. So here's something new that probably you do not know about it. So, well, yeah. So So Locatelli, according to Fabrizio Romano, he's got something more to say about the whole Locatelli situation. He said he actually in his previous episode, I guess it is yeah, Here We Go podcast. That's what he does. So he says that there's a difference between doesn't want to join Arsenal versus prefers Juventus over Arsenal. I love strawberry and butterscotch ice cream. I prefer butterscotch, but doesn't mean I don't like strawberry. In the event only strawberry ice cream is available, I'll happily have it. Is This is what Fabrizio said. Fabrizio also says that let me clarify that Locatelli is not refusing Arsenal. He's not turning down the opportunity of joining Arsenal. He's just giving his priority to Juventus. Arsenal are still here. They're interested and they're waiting. They want Locatelli as they consider him as the perfect midfielder for Premier League football. I'm sure he'll leave Sassuolo this summer. Let's see if it'll be Juve or Arsenal or something surprising. So here's a funny story. What Gianluca Di Marzio said that if not Juventus, he's going to stay in Sassuolo because Gianluca Di Marzio said so. No, it's not. He's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Probably not scripted anymore. So I believe let's be open with this whole Locatelli thing. Let's not pay attention to it because I reacted to it. Yeah, apologies that I was reactionary to say that, but Di Marzio sometimes you have to believe what he says. Yeah, for the Granit Xhaka situation and everything being dragged on as well. So I think right now, whatever Gianluca Di Marzio says, should we believe it or not? Well, karma. Well, of course, Locatelli shared an image on his Twitter as well with the caption "Karma," sending out a message that he's not decided his future, and for now, he just wants a little bit of time before deciding his future, and I relate with that as well. Very well. So, who is replacing Hector Bellerin, by the way? Now, the whole Granit Xhaka situation is not decided as well, but who is actually replacing Hector Bellerin? So let's find out. Well, Yoclix is the guy who actually keeps on telling me that Max Aarons is the guy, he's the best one. Well, apparently Arsenal are reportedly eyeing Max Aarons this summer as a previous verdict on the defender explains why Arsenal should make the move. So here's the funny story. Now, this is the first time in this window that I'm hearing Max Aarons to Arsenal. So let's just hear out what they have to say. So Bellerin, of course, is going to Inter Milan as of now, but Arsenal have Cedric Soares. Ainsley, you can play in that position, of course. Callum Chambers, but no one who's a natural in that position. So, according to the Mirror via the Mail Online, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona are all battling out to sign Norwich City right back Max Aarons. Aarons has been long linked with a move away from Carrow Road, with the 21-year-old continuing to impress after his 3 years in the Canaries' first team. The Norwich defender has just under 3 years remaining on his deal with the newly promoted Premier League side, meaning they are under no pressure to sell unless a transfer request comes in or if a very good price tag comes in. Bayern Munich expressed their interest back in February. Norwich slapped a £35 million price tag. You know what? I never thought that in recent times a team like Bayern Munich, if you want to diffuse, if you're a club and if you want to diffuse Bayern Munich for any player, just tell them, even if it's a wonderful player, just put the price tag of 40 million. They won't come back to you, especially if the player is young. So yeah, they're like housewives, man. They spend very, very wisely. No, I don't want to praise them, beggars. Anyways, joking. So Norwich boss Daniel Farke actually has given a great verdict about Max Aarons. He says Max is outstanding in many topics. I can't praise him enough for what he has done since his first appearance. When you have the clubs interested in him who were interested, it is easy to lose the ground under the feet. Maybe you think you know everything about football. He's always looking to work harder. Never ill, never injured. If the best clubs in the world are interested, then maybe there is not that much more space to improve. But he knows he can work a bit more on his assists and end product. Like in the last game, I think he can be more of an offensive threat for us. You watch some of our games now and the opponents go man for man on him. That is crazy for a player who is a fullback, but it says a lot about his reputation. In my eyes, he's not the young Max Aarons. He's just a special player and he has an unbelievable future. I know he has been labelled as one of the best young players in this league, but I told him we can reject this label now because he's no longer one of the best young players. He's one of the best players, not young anymore. That's probably the point that is being made. So Max Aarons to Arsenal, again links, of course, transfer window. Should I believe it? let's see. With this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, best place to be. Consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one.